You ever have one of those days where you can just feel something's about to go wrong? Yeah, well, that was me the first time I locked eyes with Trent Dawson. And if I'm being real, I should have known right then he was going to be trouble, the kind of trouble that doesn't just blow over with time. See, Trent ran Summit Ridge High like it was his own personal kingdom, and he did it with a smirk that said rules didn't really apply to him, not when his family basically built half the town. But the crazy part? None of it really started with some dramatic showdown or wild prank. Nope, it started with a look. Just one look. The kind that tells you right away, you're not welcome here. I'd only been in Summit Ridge, Idaho, about 3 weeks by then, long enough to know I wasn't exactly fitting in. My dad, Elliot, he's always been the we move where duty calls kind of guy, so picking up and dropping into a new school, a new town, that was nothing new for me. What was new, though, was the way Summit Ridge High made sure you knew you didn't belong if you weren't from around here. So, I did what I always did. Kept my head down, tried not to make waves, figured if I was lucky, maybe they'd ignore me. Yeah, that lasted a whole 2 days. By the third day, Trent had already picked me as his new project. It started simple, right? Just whispers in the hallway, a couple laughs that got a little too loud when I walked by, but it didn't stay there. Next thing I know, it's little jokes about my hair, the way I talked, even the way I walked, which, honestly, who cares? But that's the thing about people like Trent. They get bored if you don't react. I tried to ignore it. I'd gotten pretty good at that over the years. Didn't matter. If anything, it made him push harder. There was this one afternoon in English class, Mr. Holloway up at the board talking about the Great Gatsby, which, no offense, I never really got the hype. And suddenly I hear, "Hey, new girl." I don't even look up. You learn fast not to take the bait. He keeps going, louder this time. All fake concern. Maybe you're just lost. A school like this, with people like us, must feel kind of different, huh? There's some snickers, a few stares. My chest's tight, but I just keep writing. Until, and I swear I'm not making this up, a folded piece of paper lands on my desk. I open it. Go back to where you came from. Yeah, real original. But what Trent didn't know? My dad had just started as the new police chief in town. And while I'd seen my share of small-town bullies, I'd never seen what happens when one of them tries this stuff with the wrong family. Still, things had to get worse before they got better. Fast forward to Friday. Cafeteria's packed, smells like pizza and desperation, and I'm sitting by myself in the corner, earbuds in, total survival mode. That's when I feel it. That hush, that presence. Trent's standing there, friends behind him like some low-rent entourage. "You always eat alone?" he goes, like he's genuinely curious. I don't answer. Or maybe people just don't want to sit with you. His friends snicker. I just grip the edge of the table a little tighter. Next thing I know, Trent grabs my tray and flips it. Food everywhere, milk splattered across the floor, mashed potatoes on my shoes. Whole room goes dead quiet. I just breathe. I'm not giving him what he wants. I wipe my hands, stand up, and go to leave. But of course, Trent steps in my way. "Hey, where you going?" "We're just getting to know each other." I don't even look at him. "Move," I say steady as I can. There's this weird pause. He's not expecting me to push back. But before anything else can happen, the assistant principal, Ms. Rees, strides over, heels clicking, eyes sharp. She asks what happened. Trent plays innocent. And, yeah, you guessed it. I just say it was an accident. Why bother fighting? No one ever stands up for the new kid. Trent and his friends swagger off, and I just stand there, wishing my dad's job let us pick up and leave all over again. That night at home, my dad knows something's up before I even open my mouth. That's the thing about Elliot Whitfield. He reads people. It's basically his job. "How was school?" he asks, not buying my half-hearted fine. I finally spill it. Some kid dumped my lunch on me. He's quiet, face tight. "Who?" I hesitate, but finally admit it. "Trent Dawson." Dad's face hardens. He knows the family. He asks what the school did. "Nothing," I say. And then he asks the question that really gets me. "And what message does that send?" That's the part that sticks. I tell him I just didn't want to make it worse, and he tells me, "Letting things like this go, that's how people like him keep getting away with it." I try to brush it off, but I know he's right. I just never expected what he'd do next. Monday morning. There's a buzz in the hallways the second I walk in. Whispers, stares, people actually looking at me for the first time. Not with judgment, but with something else, like curiosity or maybe respect. Then I see him. My dad, in full uniform, standing in the main office. And suddenly, this is no longer just my problem. Principal Warren's there, trying to smooth things over. Trent's parents, Darren and Lauren Dawson, they look exactly like you'd think. Expensive clothes, lots of attitude. And Trent? He looks rattled, like this wasn't supposed to happen. My dad, though, he doesn't blink. He tells them exactly what went down in that cafeteria, right to their faces. Darren laughs it off. Boys will be boys, but my dad just stares him down. That's the problem. People like you raise boys like him and wonder why they grow up thinking they can get away with anything. Ms. Rees tries to change the subject. Principal Warren suggests some kind of agreement. My dad's not having it. There's no agreement. There's accountability. Silence. Lauren Dawson, clutching her purse, finally makes Trent apologize. He mutters it, barely meeting my eyes. But it's not about the apology. It's about the fact he has to do it at all, in front of everyone. After that, things get weird. All through lunch, the school's buzzing. I catch people watching me, whispering, some even nodding like they're on my side. Trent, though, he's furious. When I pass him in the cafeteria, he hisses, "Guess Daddy had to fight your battles, huh?" Normally, I'd freeze or walk away. But this time, something snaps. I look him dead in the eye and say, "You're mad because for once, someone put you in your place." He doesn't know what to say. I lean in a little. Now they don't respect you. They pity you. He goes red, fists clenched, but he backs down. That's the thing about bullies. They thrive on people's silence, on everyone else pretending not to see. But when someone actually calls them out, especially in front of the whole school, the power slips away. By the end of the day, I can feel it, the shift. People look at me differently, not as the outsider, but as someone who stood up. And Trent, well, he keeps his head down. He's just another kid now. That afternoon, getting in the car, my dad asks, "How was school?" And for the first time in forever, I just smile. "Not bad." He laughs, says, "People like Trent only have power if you give it to them." I finally get it. He didn't step in because I was weak. He did it because he knew I was strong. He just needed me to see it for myself. So here's the thing. People like Trent get away with this stuff because we let them, because we tell ourselves nothing will change, so we stay quiet. But bullies only have power when no one stands up. The second you refuse to let them define you, the second you decide to stand tall, they can't push you down anymore. And yeah, maybe next week someone else will try to start something. Maybe in the next town or the next school, there'll be another Trent. But I'm not shrinking back this time. And neither should you. So let's talk about it. When is it worth speaking up, even when you think nothing will change? When do you draw the line between letting it slide and fighting back? Where's the line between justice and making things worse? Drop your thoughts below, because I guarantee there's more than one side to every story.